Louis Carrillo, and
Yep,
we
yep.
are the Wrestling Smarks.
What up, everybody? How y'all doing?
All right, we got a lot to talk about at Raw 1100. First things first, we're going to jump right into the main event. John Cena versus the world, as WWE would like to put it.
Terrible.
It was a 4-on-3 handicap match. It's all seven participants that are going to be in the Money in the Bank main event, going for the two WWE titles, the world and the heavyweight, which is now unified as one, which is still two titles because WWE is all about redundancy.
But John Cena was the only one in the match, apparently.
If you look this up on WWE.com, it's John Cena in a 4 vs 3 handicap match is what it says, which is pretty funny. So we had John Cena, Roman Reigns, and Sheamus versus Bray Wyatt, Randy Orton, Alberto Del Rio, and Cesaro with Paul Heyman. Louis, what did you think about this match? How did you feel about how the wrestlers came off? Who gave you anything that you liked?
Well, I appreciated a little bit of the back and forth with Bray Wyatt and Cena going back and forth with each other. Roman Reigns did his normal 5 moves of
he doesn't even have 5 moves yet.
He's got 3.5.
He does.
He's got the Superman punch, the spear, and that running around the ring and kicking him while he's in the while his head's hanging on the ropes.
And WWE is protecting the hell out of Roman Reigns right now. He was barely in the match.
Yeah.
They
would just want him to come in to light a fire in there to get the crowd going, and then he gets beat up for a little bit and then tags out to Sheamus.
They definitely are not. They do not want to expose him because
Sheamus carried the match.
Sheamus did. And Cena. We got to see another John Cena Bray Wyatt dance contest.
Yeah.
They're very cute together. They're waltzing around the ring.
And Cena didn't look like he was knocked out to be doing that dance.
I don't understand why they do it every time they're in a match together now.
It's part of their routine now.
It is. It's definitely part of their routine that they just dance. Hey, we've been in the ring for 5 minutes. Let's fucking dance.
I know, right? That's weird, but whatever. I mean, what do you think of the addition of the Demon Kane?
Okay, so all right, well let's for the people that didn't see it, this was the 1100th episode of Raw, the take-home show before Money in the Bank, the pay-per-view this Sunday that you can watch on the WWE Network if you download the app, which they ring into your mind 1,000 to actually 1,100 times for the 1100th
Another
episode.
Cheap plug for WWE.
Yeah, no, it's awesome.
Here, you're welcome.
That app is pretty awesome. But yeah, this Sunday it's the pay-per-view, 8 p.m. 7:30. Daniel Bryan's gonna be on the pre-show talking about what's been going on with his injury and stuff. The match ended with it was like an indie match, which is kind of cool. Everyone's doing their finishers, one guy after another. Then
Sheamus kicks Cesaro's head off his body.
Yes, he does. And Sheamus then picks up the victory. Question I have before we get to the Kane thing: how do you feel about Bray Wyatt teaming with others besides the Wyatts? Is it a little bit weird to you? Isn't it a little different because he's got the family and he's just kind of like?
I would have liked to see him maybe just pull off a thing like I don't like you people. You guys aren't nothing to me. Why should I even be here? And just like step back and made it have been a 6-man. A nice 6-man tag, and Wyatt says, you know what, you guys are beneath me. This and that.
It was kind of good seeing like the heels were kind of like hating each other, like tagging each other in when the other ones weren't.
Dirty
looks. That was pretty funny. Randy Orton did all right too in it. So after the match was over, Kane's music hits. Woo!
The Demon Kane. It's not Kane no more.
Yeah, the Demon Kane.
He's the Demon Kane.
To be the Kane, you've got to beat the Kane. Yeah. So he comes out, choke slams.
He throws Roman Reigns into the guardrail.
Okay, he throws him in the guardrail. He choke slams John Cena.
Choke slams Del Rio. He choke slammed. I think he chokeslammed Cesaro too.
Yeah, he chokeslammed quite a few people, and then, Triple H is like the 8th, contestant in Money in the Bank, the Demon Kane, with Randy Orton sitting next to Triple H on the
smiling for some reason too, like he's happy that Kane was in there. It's are you serious?
But then Roman Reigns spears Kane, and that was the end. That was the wrap up of the show. So we want to jump into that main event because it wasn't.
That tells you right there that I don't think Roman Reigns is gonna win Money in the Bank. But
yeah,
we'll get to that towards the end of the show.
We'll get to that in a little bit. So let's go now. We started with the main event, so now we're gonna go back to the beginning of Raw for y'all. It was Stephanie McMahon coming down to the ring, calling out Vicky Guerrero.
Vicky Guerrero. Now, excuse me.
Stemming from last week's incident, the coffee incident. So what did you think? Like, Stephanie cuts a promo, basically about to do the McMahon, you're fired, you know.
And then she puts her in a match against Stephanie McMahon.
Stephanie, she tells Vicky Guerrero let's backtrack just a second. Vicky Guerrero says she'll beg for her job, and
she does.
She gets on her knees and begs. And then Stephanie says, that's not good enough. That if she wants to keep her job, she's gonna have to win a match. And then sets up a match.
A good part of that segment there too was the live crowd reaction towards Vicky Guerrero, because they must have known this was going to be probably her last show, so they were giving her pretty much a face.
Vicky's contract is up.
Yeah.
So the cool thing is, Vicky Guerrero, for the past almost decade, she's been there for almost years. Like, it's crazy. I think that has been one of the top heels. She has had the most heat forever. And
straight all 9 years basically that she's been there. She's been straight as a heel, getting booed and everything. And then last night's episode, she got a good, decent face reaction. They
turned her into a face. She left on a high note.
Oh yeah, I think anybody would be a face if they go up against Stephanie.
Yes, which shows how much heel heat Stephanie McMahon has, which is pretty awesome. She's doing her job right. You're supposed to hate her, and everyone does.
And everybody hates her.
Now,
we don't hate you, Steph.
So so that sets up the match you think would be a normal match, but then Vicky Guerrero comes out. Now this is jumping around later in Raw. Vicky Guerrero comes out in her wrestling gear with the "excuse me" written across it, and Stephanie comes out still wearing the same dress and her heels, and you see a humongous pool has been set up next to the ramp that's filled with what's supposed to be, it was brown and had little tiny chunks in it, so it's supposed to be like a diarrhea pool, basically.
Bunch of hand.
But it's more basically like pudding and caramel. So it was the first person to get thrown into the pool loses. And then Alicia Fox.
Well, Stephanie called out Alicia Fox, Layla, and Rosa Mendez, who got her very rare Raw appearance. She doesn't get on Raw that much. Poor girl. They don't do that to the Latin girl. What's up with that, yo? Put the Latin girl on TV a little more.
That's true. Well, so they
got Layla. I'm sorry. We got Layla. Well, no, she's not. Layla's not Hispanic. She's
everything's about Spanish.
Britain. She's from Britain though. Whatever.
She's Britain.
Yeah.
She's Britain.
She's from Britain.
She's not British.
The UK.
She's Britain.
She's from Britain. She's from the UK.
She's Britain. She's from Britain and she's Britain. All right. So they all three attack Vicky Guerrero, who has Herculean strength,
and knocks all three of them divas into
the shit pool.
Into the shit pool, yeah.
And then Stephanie just takes off her heels and does a
pushes her right into
pushes
the thing,
her right in.
Ends Vicky Guerrero's career.
She is out of WWE, but Vicky does get her a little bit of revenge, throwing Stephanie into the pool, which was then hilarious because Vicky gets out, Stephanie cannot get out of it at all.
Vicky gets out no problem.
Yeah, Stephanie's screaming, swimming. Oh my God, swimming. She calls for refs. Refs come out. One tries to help her. She pulls him into the shit pool, and then takes another ref to get her out. And she was flipping out. It was actually a pretty funny segment. I thought
we got a nice little Latino heat shuffle.
Vicky
Guerrero with the little dedicated to Eddie Guerrero. Rest in peace, Eddie Guerrero.
That was a horrible shuffle by me, but
we got a little Vicky shuffle from dedicated to Eddie Guerrero, which was pretty cool. And then that was it for Vicky. She's officially done from Raw, but we'll probably see her again in the near future.
Yeah.
She left on good terms from what I heard, so it should be all right. She'll be back.
So now that we got that segment out of the way, in the first hour of Raw, we had the first match was Jimmy Uso versus
Luke Harper.
Luke Harper. Now, Usos come out.
Do their little...
They're, you know... Gibber. They've done that for years, and it's still all gibberish whenever
it's all gibberish to me.
And they're never in time. I'm a musician. They're never in time with each other. It always drives me crazy. Like, they're always off beat with one another, just slightly enough to annoy you when you have ideas of rhythm and understand it and stuff. It's like, But but as bad as that was, my oh my, I would take that any day because the WWE is on this shit streak of new theme songs recently, and this one is taking the fucking cake with a crappy rendition of He's Got the Whole World in His Hand. But it was... Words cannot describe how horrible...
My ears are still ringing from that.
Just bad. Luke Harper and Eric Rowan come out to a new theme.
I just could feel bad for what the live crowd had to deal with that theme song, and more than likely, unless hopefully they get rid of it by Money in the Bank, you'll see it then as well, because that thing is terrible.
It is. It's garbage.
It is a bad entrance, very bad. But you know what? Let's get back into the match, because the match was actually a little better.
Luke Harper is my favorite big guy, hands down. He flies around the ring. The guy's doing drop kicks and stuff, and he moves so fluidly in there.
He's good. He's got his thing down, and you know, Jimmy Uso, he's gonna do his thing in the ring as well. You know, so they had a pretty decent match. It wasn't long. I'll say about maybe 4 or 5 minutes of the match, but it was
because obviously, you know, Luke Harper wins, and then
Jay Uso challenges Rowan,
and he's like kind of happy that his brother just lost. He's like, let's have another match. Like,
let me kick your ass all over Washington D.C.
Yeah. Woo!
You didn't just beat up my brother. All right, let's fight now.
So the shirted Uso, because it was shirts and skins for the Usos, so you could tell them apart easier. I guess the only reason why I could, even though they have different tattoos and stuff, I think they did that just to make it easier.
Yeah.
Because even I got confused last night thinking that it should. I'm sitting here with this guy like, that should be a disqualification. I'm like, he hit him from the outside. We had to rewind
right
it.
Like,
that's
ring,
right. I was like, oh man. Jeez. So yeah, what was it? Jay Uso goes against Eric Rowan. Jay Uso defeats Eric Rowan because Eric Rowan loses almost all the time. Like, he is definitely the loser of the Wyatt bunch.
Wyatt bunch, yeah. He lost, and then they get into a little brawl afterwards, and then the Wyatts, Harper and Rowan get the better of the Usos, and then they take over, beat the hell out of them, and then we get a nice little promo from Mr. Wyatt himself.
Yes, Bray Wyatt does cut a sweet little promo from the TV, talking to them, letting them know that
how proud
that their accomplishments are not done in vain. That he actually is stoked. And then you get the awesome scene of Luke Harper and Eric Rowan holding the tag team titles up, like, we're gonna be your fucking tag team champions.
Oh yeah, that's inevitable. I wouldn't see that happening. That should be no issue right there with them two being the tag team champions by the end of Money in the Bank.
Yeah, that was pretty awesome. So after that segment, let's just go into I guess the Triple H talking about the second Money in the Bank match, because up to this point, last week, all they did was announce that Seth Rollins was going to be in it. And we
get the announcement of Kofi Kingston, Jack Swagger.
Oh man, the big guns.
Oh yeah. RVD, Bad News Barrett, which the only ones that are Bad News Barrett, and of course our boy.
And then BNB, baby. Fucking, he's amazing.
And don't forget our other boy.
And now, wait, this was good, because Triple H kind of giving nod to the internet wrestling community, the IWC, going, you guys think I hate this guy, but I couldn't be further from the opposite. That's why Dolph Ziggler is in Money in the Bank, which is fucking awesome. He always gets such a huge pop. Like, they said his name, and it was just booming with all the screams coming out, people cheering for him.
Dolph Ziggler does his thing in the ring. He gets everything. He gets the crowd going. He can bump for anybody. He can bump
like Kurt Hennig back in the day, and he's like Kurt Hennig and Shawn Michaels. Like, I'm not saying he's as good as like, but you can see the two of them, and they're like, and that's why he's awesome.
He's real good on it. He can move in the ring. He's not, he knows what he's doing, and that's why we appreciate Dolph Ziggler, and we feel like he should be definitely in the Money in the Bank at least. Even if he doesn't win it, get him in the match. That's a high quality.
He's gonna be awesome. Kofi Kingston's gonna have some cool spots like
he always does.
Yeah. Could you imagine if they still had Shelton Benjamin?
Oh,
if
that would be
Shelton
awesome.
Benjamin and Kofi Kingston and Dolph Ziggler, these guys are they're. I don't even know how the crazy shit that would happen.
Yeah, if they had those like Shelton Benjamin, even John Morrison. John Morrison had some crazy bumps when he was in Money in the Bank matches. But Kofi Kingston's he's gonna do something spectacular at Money in the Bank. Jack Swagger he's just there as another body, to be honest with you.
To look like Biff from Back to the Future.
Back to the Future. Hello, McFly. And you got Bad News Barrett, who I think is going to shine in this Money in the Bank match.
Bad News Barrett is definitely going to shine. Seth Rollins. I mean, this match seems pretty awesome. You got Seth Rollins.
Could steal the show. I think this Money in the Bank.
This is the workers, and it is. The one thing is, this is kind of like the losers bracket of Money in the Bank. It's most of the guys that lost their match to be in the main one that's going for the title. But it's cool because you still get 2 Money in the Bank. Last week, going into Raw, there was 2 matches. It was the main event Money in the Bank and the tag team title match. This pay-per-view was a week and a half, 2 weeks away, and had 2 fucking matches. Tonight, we had that being the 3rd match at this point now, being fully confirmed. And there was more matches as the night as it went on, but just wait until the last minute to build up anything.
That's the one thing I can't understand is why get all these build up matches 1 week before, or even add matches on a pay-per-view. They're gonna add a match at the pay-per-view, and just nobody knows whose it's gonna be. There's gonna be no build up to it, and it's just gonna be say, all right, you guys get out there and wrestle.
Yeah,
and that's it. Like they got Daniel Bryan just on the free the pre-show, and that's it. Wouldn't you want to have him on the pay-per-view to talk on the pay-per-view, to push the pay-per-view? You got Daniel Bryan coming back, who hasn't been on TV for a couple of weeks now.
Yeah, he wasn't even there when they took the title from him.
He wasn't there when they took the title from him. They're gonna have him on the pre-show instead of on the actual pay-per-view. I would have him on the pay-per-view because that would bring another segment, since they're only promoting right now 4 matches. Put him on the pay-per-view, and then put somebody minimal on that as a match.
There is a few more matches now though. So all right. So after this announcement, we get some matches of these guys that are going to be in the secondary one. We had, which was awesome, Intercontinental Championship match. Triple H again does this, and now I'm not sick this week, so excuse me. I think I can pull this off a little bit better than Triple H. But Triple H is like, it's going to be Dolph Ziggler going against, and he's like, I'm afraid I've got some bad news. Right? He just kept saying like right over again.
He's trying to imitate Bad News Barrett so bad.
Oh, man. Triple H.
He tried, though.
But if you knew right away, like, even though they just did this on SmackDown, this was going to be a fucking bonkers match. The Bad News Barrett against Dolph Ziggler for the Intercontinental title, and it lived up to everything.
This match, compared to the one on SmackDown, was a good match. Then the one they had now on Raw last night was 10 times better than the one on SmackDown. The one on SmackDown was good too.
Yeah, but these guys,
was a lot better.
They were killing it, right? Like they were spots everywhere. They were just so fluid and in sync with each other. And then towards the end, one of there's so many false finishes, right? There were so many close 2 counts. Ziggler, you thought was gonna win it a few times, like literally, like holy shit, he could be the new Intercontinental champion. Like they killed it in this match, and then Ziggler does a little roll up or whatever. Barrett gets out. Barrett's in the corner, and at the turnbuckle, Ziggler comes running at him.
He just nails him with the bullhammer.
And what appears to be, we haven't confirmed it, but when we watched it live, it looked like he knocked Ziggler's tooth out of his mouth because something white just went whoop flying.
If it wasn't his tooth, he had a whole lot of spit come out
of
his mouth.
Yeah. So
you can see it clear as day on the TV. That thing just flew right across as soon as he got hit.
It looked a lot like a tooth.
Mm-hmm. I think it was a tooth too.
Okay. Yeah, so that shows you these guys were going hard at it. They're busting their asses, putting it all on the line to entertain people. And it shows. I mean, that's why even bad news, there was a bad news BNB or bad news Barrett chant going on. Like, this guy's...
Ziggler, bad news Barrett chant going on in the crowd. So,
yeah,
this is awesome chant was going on.
Yes, and it was. Like, this was hands down the best match of the night. Yeah. And it not surprised to probably almost nobody. Mm-hmm. So we had that match. We also had, stop the presses, Jack Swagger versus Kofi Kingston in the I Don't Care match.
Why does WWE do this to us sometimes? Put us matches that we really, shouldn't care about. I mean, nobody cares. It has nothing leading up to, even for them two being in Money in the Bank, it doesn't lead up to anything. They're both.
It's two characters that don't have any steam going right now. They have nothing. They've been. Kofi was in this half-assed feud with the Miz. Remember when they were a tag team? And then the Miz is kind of turning bad, and then nope, we're not turning him bad. We're just fucking don't know what we're doing because we're changing this shit every week right before the show. So yeah, that match it was a stinker. I mean, Jack Swagger won. There you go.
I tap out.
Yep. Yeah. He did that
tap.
in Washington D.C. So
it's terrible though. It was a terrible match. Speaking of the Money in the Bank competitors though, as Triple H was announcing in the combatants, into the Money in the Bank for the second one, he announced Seth, who he thought was going to win, and he went and said, Rob Van. No, I can't.
Yeah, I
can't even say it with a straight face.
Yeah, that was pretty funny. I was like, yeah.
Triple H knows how to pull a gag on people.
He does. And then, which set up RVD coming out, because it's going to be like Seth Rollins in the ring, RVD coming out and cutting a fucking awesome promo. Like, RVD, like I've been kind of down on RVD since he's come back this go around. I love RVD, but this go around's been kind of, like, oh man, maybe it's kind of the magic gone. But this promo, which he first says, like that, like it reminds them that, hey, I am a former Money in the Bank winner and cashed in and former WWE champion. Remember, I actually beat John Cena clean on a pay-per-view. How rare is that?
Oh, he didn't beat him clean.
Oh, he didn't beat him clean. Clean enough. Clean enough. It was ECW, man.
It's ECW
clean. ECW rules, baby. That's clean. That is clean. ECW
clean. But
ECW clean. I'm sticking to it. ECW clean. But yeah, he beat Cena, was champion. Yeah. Then the next night became ECW, but he's still recognized as a WWE champion, which is kind of cool. But Seth Rollins goes, I was like, yeah, he's like, you're really, he's like, I'd be afraid if this was 2008?
2005, 2005.
Yeah, and RVD's like, yeah, back when you had to ask your parents if you could stay up late to watch me wrestle. And then he's like, oh, and Triple H, remember I broke your trachea. Yep. Remember that I crushed your trachea? Do you remember that?
The same time I crushed your trachea in the first elimination chamber match.
Which is pretty fucking brutal, because that is true. Yeah. He almost killed Triple H in that match. It's kind of cool they brought it up. Like RVD, like holy shit, you're not. And he got to throw out his normal dudes.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I broke your trachea,
H almost
dude.
Died that night because of RVD, but Triple H ended up continuing in that match and losing to Shawn Michaels in the first ever elimination chamber match.
So that was pretty awesome. Sets up RVD, Seth Rollins, and that actually I would say was a very close, if not as good of a match as the Bad News Bears. Maybe not as good, but it was real close. Like, it was definitely.
Good. It was definitely. It's not a 5-star match, but it was at least 3.5 stars.
These guys, they were at RVD was RVD. Like it was old. He was flying around the ring. These guys were killing it, and Seth Rollins, RVD misses a frog splash, a 5-star frog splash, excuse me, and Seth Rollins curb stomps him, and then
Rollins throws him into the power
bomb. The power bombs and then turnbuckle sets up, and then curb stomps. Gets the 1-2, and
guess who comes in?
In WCW jeans and all, baby. He's rocking the jeans.
And the hoodie.
The sleeveless hoodie with a wife beater. My God, the state of your attire, Dean Ambrose. Dean Ambrose is, I don't give a fuck. I went into the mid-90s and I got this WCW mid-90s attire. Wife beater. Jeans, sleeveless hoodie.
I think
he looks
cowboy
like
boots too, maybe.
He looks like what you would see on a wanted, like a description, a little drawing of like wanted for bombing something. Yeah. Like you would see.
All you gotta do is give him some sunglasses.
And exactly, that's it.
Forget about it. You got a Unabomber right there.
The titty master.
And searching for the titty master right now. We will find it.
Have you seen this man, right?
Have you seen the titty master?
I know it. I'm going to work on Photoshop for next week. I'm going to have an image for you guys.
Titty master photo.
So he cuts another really good promo. I love how he holds the mic. Instead of just holding it down here like you would a normal mic, he grabs it like right here and gets all mad and stuff. And you can see the anger. Actually, he said like a couple things, chucked the mic. Oh shit, I still have more of a promo to do. Picks back up the mic, throws off the WWE thing that was on it, and cuts another solid promo. He's my buddy Aubrey Sitterson, who hosts Straight Shoot. It's his favorite. To him, it's his favorite guy. He thinks he's his favorite guy on the mic in Aubrey's eyes, and I think he's one of the best. So another promo.
Dean Ambrose, his promos is definitely up there.
Let me ask you, how do you feel about his character now that the shield's done? How do you feel how his character is kind of evolving now?
To be honest, this character here with Dean Ambrose, I don't see it going past anything good besides what he's doing right now with Seth Rollins. It's just not him.
You don't think
I don't think he's gonna do anything with this program. With this character he's got now.
Really?
I just don't see it going anywhere. I don't like it.
I
love his promos, don't get me wrong. I can sit there and listen to him talk all day, but I don't see it. I don't see it going.
We have a disagreement here because
Seth Rollins thing, you know.
To me, he's got that Roddy Piper in him now. He's coming in from the stands, but it seems like he's really cutting vicious promos. I think this is him. Like this to me seems like this is gonna be him. Like I think it'll evolve a little bit. He might not wear the wife beater as much and stuff, but
I hope so. I mean, I'd like to see him do more, but right now I don't see anything going on. I like Dean Ambrose as a competitor. He goes out there, he does his thing. His character is great, but after this Seth Rollins thing, I just can't see him. I have the bad feeling they're gonna throw him as into the mid card thing with Swagger and Coffee and Miz and of course Ziggler again. They probably have him down there with him, Del Rio, all that stuff. That's what I'm seeing this route going with him.
We will definitely find out as the future unfolds. I still think I have my fingers crossed. I used to really dislike the guy. I thought he looked a whole lot like Russell Crowe, which he does. Take a Google search Russell Crowe, Master and Commander of the Far Side of the Universe. Just take a look at that image. Look at Dean Ambrose. Dean Ambrose is Russell Crowe. But having said that, he's a hell of a worker, and it's really good. So all right, so we had that.
He's a hell of a worker, but again, you look at people that are hell of workers. Like
but he's got it on the mic. That's the thing, though, is he does have it on the mic. He's got it. Mm-hmm. All right, so
I agree with you.
So we have that. We have a fart of a match with Naomi versus Alicia Fox with the beautiful Paige coming to do commentary. I love Paige.
Paige finally got to talk.
She finally got to talk. Fuck it. Well, kind of, because crappy-ass Cameron had to fucking ruin everyone's wet dream and hop on the microphone, too. And, oh, my God, the bickering back and forth. It was, all right,
It was a three-way bickering match between Paige, Cameron, and Michael Cole.
Yeah, oh my God, yeah. Which was pretty funny because you guys like, have you ever talked to a woman before, Michael Cole? Like, it was because like all they want to do is talk about themselves. Like, JB, I was like, God damn it, Michael Cole, do you even know what women are? How they actually communicate? Like, it was cool though. Paige was like, hey, Naomi actually beat me, unlike you, Cameron. And Cameron's like, oh, it's a fluke or whatever. I was like, yeah. Paige is like, yeah, 2 times a fluke, right? Yeah. It's like being cold because Cameron fucking
calling
sucks.
her a rookie and this and that. And she's like, yeah, she's a rookie, but
she's a rookie in WWE, but she's been wrestling since she was 12 years old. She's 21 now. Yeah. She's wrestling 9 years, and she's actually gotten better at wrestling. Unlike you, Cameron, you're the same wet fart that you were when you came in on NXT years ago. So obviously, we can tell that Cameron and Naomi are getting ready to split. Mm-hmm. Naomi's going to actually be pretty decent. Cameron's going to fall into the bowels of the WWE universe. And
she's going to be the next Rosa Mendes.
Yep. Yeah, so, but it was cool, you know. Alicia Fox loses to Naomi.
Mm-hmm. We get a handshake between Paige and Naomi.
We do.
At the end of the match.
And thankfully, this segment was only a good 6 minutes. I
would have liked to see Cameron, you know,
but
jump her from
there was
behind, you know. And
that could have been good. But Cameron's not that talented to do something to even think of something like that.
Well, that's on the creative too, you know. Creative should say, you know what, jump her.
Yeah, well,
you know, beat her up.
They probably did,
match,
and she's probably like, I
probably forgot.
Yep, just sitting there because Paige was sitting there for a while. Paige was like, all right. It's almost like years ago. I'm forgetting the pay-per-view. I think it was Royal Rumble or something. But either way, there was a spot where like Rico was on the turnbuckle and he's waiting. Jeff Hardy's outside, and he's just like, you hear him, God damn it, Jeff, get to the ring! And like, and Jeff Hardy comes like, doop de doop de doo, and throws Rico. But you can hear him scream, God damn it, Jeff, get the hell in here, whatever. It's so funny. So like, I had a feeling like Paige had that moment going on, like, but you know, can't really scream like that. So after this, we've got my boy. I am a believer, and it's Bo Dallas versus Titus, and yeah. How did you feel about this match? How about his promo? What do you think about the promo he cut in the beginning?
The beginning promo was hilarious. You know, he kept telling Titus that you fall off the horse once and you got up again, because he lost to Adam Rose on SmackDown not once but twice.
In a matter
of a minute.
A minute,
I don't even think a minute. Yeah, a minute and a half, maybe at the most. The first match was like a minute, and then when
Titus goes, I wasn't ready. Get back in here.
I wasn't ready. Come back, and he goes in there. Adam Rose smacks the shit out of him. He turns around and then goes after him, rolls him up, pins him in 5 seconds, and that was it. So Bo Dallas goes, you know, you fell off the horse once, and you got up back on that horse, and then you fell off again.
But he's like, but it shows that winning isn't everything, and all you gotta do is believe. And
way to go, Bo.
They have a match. It was only a couple minutes. Bo Dallas hits his Bo Dog and wins, and then he has the microphone, and he's telling Titus that, you know, like, hey, keep your head up, you know, you got, you know, if you keep trying hard, you're gonna win. And Titus smacks the mic. Bo Dallas with his like he goes, you know, picks up the mic, like, got these butterfingers.
Mr. Butterfingers.
Mr. Butterfingers blames it on himself for dropping the mic. And we have to forget that at this point, I forgot. I'm sorry, not we have to. I forgot that he's 9-0. And starts jumping up and down and doing his circle around the ring and stuff, which was great. Like, oh man! And also, this is the first time that it's funny because Bo Dallas, if you watch NXT, has always been a heel. He's, you know, he thinks of himself like he's John Cena kind of, which, you know, everyone loves him. Which no one loves John Cena either. Not everyone loves him, but that, you know, wholesome doofus type of person. And but he does it to be an ass, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. He's Mr. NXT. He showed up on NXT wearing his attire with just a white mask, saying you got to believe, yeah, and
in yourself.
Yeah, so he always was getting booed and stuff at NXT, which he was supposed to, you know, but last night in Washington D.C., he was fucking over.
They were let's go Bo.
Yeah, he was getting cheered. So good for Bo.
He's been in the past couple of matches. They've been putting up against heels. So like on SmackDown, he wrestled Fandango Raw, he wrestled Titus O'Neil. Tonight on main event, he wrestled Fandango again, which he won, and now he's 10-0. No longer 9-0.
Goldberg.
10-0.
He's coming for your. You know who's next? Your streak.
Your streak, Goldberg, is coming down.
Bo
Got
Dallas.
a Bo leave in Bo Dallas. That 127-0 is gonna be done.
No, he was 175.
170. Wow, you see?
Yeah,
wow, that's a lot.
It's a long time ago, man. Those are. All right, we're gonna get off on a tangent on WCW.
10-0 right now.
10-0, baby. 10-0. As JBL said, the greatest streak in sports entertainment. All right, so after this, we get what is quite possibly the greatest new character in the WWE universe, Stardust. It was an interview backstage with, was it Byron Saxton?
Byron Saxton, yes.
We're talking to Goldust, asking Goldust what he thinks about
his brother Cody.
And Goldust.
Yeah. Goldust says, no, there's no Cody. All I know is Stardust.
Oh my god! And then you get Stardust with his gloves that have a star on it, singing "When You Wish Upon a Star."
Blowing little
star dust into the camera, and what was it? Let me see the.
He sang the song "When You Wish Upon a Star." Then he walks away, and then Goldust says, "I'm the normal one."
Yeah, wow, I'm the normal one.
Walks away and comes back and goes.
It was so good.
I like this Goldust and Stardust duo right now.
Because when they first were a tag team months ago last year, they were the hottest tag team there was, and that was when the WWE tag team division was kicking ass with tag teams, and then they kind of fell off since they lost their title,
losing streaks,
but now, man, they've re-caught that lightning in a bottle twice now, and they're soaring. Stardust is like exactly what Cody Rhodes needed, because he's got a character now,
he needed a resurgence on it ever since really he left. His best character that I thought Cody Rhodes had was when he had the mask.
Yes.
And he had the mask on, and he was putting, the paper bag over people because he didn't want them to look any better than what he did.
Yep.
But this Stardust thing finally gives him a little push in the right direction. At least maybe, to feud with, if these guys win the titles on Money in the Bank, a nice little feud down the road with the Rowan and Harper,
So
and their atrocious music.
That's actually better than how their music is.
It's terrible.
So besides that, we had a backstage promo in the night where Alberto Del Rio was talking to the beautiful Renee Young, and he said he's the only one you have to worry about. And then Paul Heyman and Cesaro was like, one? He's like,
I put the 1 in 1 and 20 and 21 in 1.
I am the one behind the 1 and 21 in 1 in the Undertaker's streak, and the one behind the 1 that is going to be the winner of the Money in the Bank title match, Cesaro. Cesaro cuts a sweet little promo too. Yep. We were hoping that Cesaro would break into Spanish, because he says, then he goes, it's like, loser isn't one of the 5 languages that I know how to speak.
He should have said, I don't speak Spanish. It's so racist right there, but that would have been hilarious.
So that happens. Overall, it was an alright Raw. It definitely wasn't that great for being the 1100th Raw, and for being the take-home show. This was...
We forgot. There's one more thing we forgot about.
Oh my! I'm so sorry. Lana and Rusev in Washington D.C. with random people
walking behind.
And them just talking crap, and America, and then another new picture of Vladimir Putin. And we forgot. Oh yeah, we forgot a match too. I'm so sorry.
It leads into Big E going against Abe Sandow.
Or Damian Lincoln. Damian Sandow dressed up as Abe Lincoln in Washington, D.C., losing in a couple of minutes to Big E. And then Big E turning into the preacher character from Coming to America.
Which mean
It's
in USA, yeah.
Like
we're in the USA, yeah. We're gonna defend our country, yeah.
Like it was so funny. It's like, you've never talked like this before. What are you doing? And like, now he has to talk like this from now on. If he talks like this from now on,
you can't change it now. You
can't talk like this and then go back
one time and go back to your thing. You gotta keep that going. That's funny. It's funny.
So yeah, he's cutting that, and Lana's music, Rusev, their music hits. Lana's at the top of the stage and is spewing off
with them
with
long, beautiful legs of
that
hers.
sweet ass, just putting her dumper in his face, and
Rusev.
And then Rusev Crush comes from the crowd and slaps around Big E like it's nothing, puts him in the what's his finisher called?
The Acolyte.
It's Camel Clutch.
Acolyte.
Yeah. Protection Agency. Is it the Accolade?
Accolade.
Yeah, there you go. I was like, there you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
This is better than Acolyte.
Yeah, that would be funny if they called it the Accolade. So yeah, that was it. So that sets up. So now we'll go over what's going on this weekend for Money in the Bank. You've obviously got the 8, in the title one: Kane, John Cena, Roman Reigns, Sheamus, Randy Orton, Alberto Del Rio, Cesaro, and Bray Wyatt. That one. We've got the 7 in the traditional Money in the Bank, which is Seth Rollins in the back talking to Triple H, saying that he wants him to put
Ambrose into the match
because he can control him if he's in the match.
Yeah. Ambrose was gonna hold the pay-per-view hostage.
Yeah, that was the promo. I forgot about that. Sorry, guys.
He's gonna promote, basically hold the pay-per-view hostage if he wasn't put in this match, and if he wasn't put in the match, he was gonna get in there and steal the Money in the Bank briefcase himself, regardless. So Seth Rollins told Triple H, put him in the match. I can control him in the match.
Yep.
And Triple H says to him, it's on you if anything happens. So it's like, I want to see how that's gonna turn out.
It'll be pretty good. It's gonna be a good Money in the Bank. So that's gonna be another good one. We've got a Divas Championship match with the beautiful Paige against Naomi. Spoiler alert: heel turn Cameron.
Yeah, I think she's gonna cost Naomi the title.
Yeah, somehow, some way.
Feud with them, and then at the next pay-per-view, you may see a triple threat between them two and Cameron involved with it. Heel Cameron. And then we have the other match, the tag team title, the Usos against Rowan and Harper. Who do you think is gonna win that one?
Well, let's wait. We all know that the Wyatt family's gonna win that. That'll be my first prediction is new tag team champions. I think you share the same one.
I agree.
All right, so we got that. And then didn't you say tonight on didn't Ryback tonight?
Ryback on a main event challenged Goldust and Stardust to a match at the Money in the Bank pay-per-view. So more than likely they're not gonna turn.
That'll be a match. So who do you got in that one?
I'm gonna go with Goldust.
It's fairly obvious, I'm gonna Goldust Stardust.
I see a little longer match than they had the last time.
Yeah, than the 58 seconds. But yeah,
that
one seems like that seems very logical. So all right, and then now Divas Championship, we talked about that, probably heel turn. Who do you think wins the traditional Money in the Bank with Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose and all those others? Bad News Barrett, all those guys.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Rollins. I just think Rollins is going to take this one, I see Rollins getting it now and just holding on to it for a while, not cashing in anytime soon, because I see they're going to go other ways right now with it. I can see it as a future cash-in against
Daniel Bryan. I'm going to go a different route. Here's my thinking. Rollins and Dean Ambrose will just be clashing. They'll both get close, but something happens. Ambrose stops Rollins or whatever, vice versa from getting it. And I'm afraid I've got some good news that I am going to pick my boy, BNB, Bad News Barrett, to get the Money in the Bank, to be Intercontinental Champion and Money in the Bank. This man is flying high, going to be your future world champion.
Sure.
He deserves it. In my eyes, he's this generation's Razor Ramon. Like, he's got everything like Scott. He's won multiple. He's 4-time Intercontinental Champion. He's got that kind of. He's a big guy, but he's still got kind of a thinner physique. Like even though he's like what 6'6" or so, like 250.
Yeah, he's about 6'6" or 250.
Yeah, he's a big dude, but he's not like roided out like old John Cena looks. Like Cena looks like he's all roided out, just swollen. Not a good look. And yeah, so I think that's gonna happen in that one. And now the main event, the Ocho.
The Ocho Man Money in the Bank for the WWE World Heavyweight title. Who you think's gonna win?
I am going to go with the man who has the whole world in his hand, Bray Wyatt, the Wyatt family clean sweep, tag team champions, world heavyweight champion. Bray Wyatt can cut the best promos, and my oh my, if all the family is champs, they will. I just see them cutting some of the craziest promos the next night and the future weeks, which also would set up Royal Rumble. Bray Wyatt beat Daniel Bryan clean, so when Daniel Bryan's healthy, it would set up a very easy way to transition a feud to possibly get Daniel Bryan the title back to let him do what he's going to do. But I think that's my thinking on that. Now, what do you think's going to happen?
Well, some people are going to hate me for saying this, but I'm going to have to go with, John Cena. Reason being is, Brock Lesnar's coming back. They need a face to go against him. I'm going to say that face would be Cena at SummerSlam. And then Brock Lesnar beats him, for the title. That's. I know it's going against everything I stand for. I really don't want to see Cena holding the title again, but I just think if they're going to do that to him, to have Brock Lesnar come back and do the title, I would see Cena winning it. So, yeah, I'm going to have to go with Cena so he can be a 15-time world champion. I hope if I'm wrong. I hope
you're wrong. I hope you're wrong just
well.
For every wrestling fan out there that's over 13 years old.
I think Cena might be your new WWE World Heavyweight Champion.
So that takes care of pretty much what's happened on Raw, our predictions. Now we have to go into who do you believe was Wrestler of the Week for this week?
Well, I mean, I got two people that pick, Bad News Barrett and Ziggler, but I would go with I'm gonna go with Ziggler this week. I'm gonna give him the nod. Ziggler put on great matches. He won on SmackDown, lost on Raw, but that match on Raw was great. It was a good match. I give him 100% props on that match. I'm
just gonna take the opposite. I'm gonna go with Bad News Barrett and say that I think Bad News Barrett looked really, really good in that match. Obviously, a lot of that's Ziggler, but Bad News Barrett, most any of his matches are really good too. So I'm just gonna go with Barrett. I thought he was really on his A game on this Raw. Now we have a new.
Either way you go, you're gonna get it. You got to get a match out.
You got. So. Now we have a new segment, and we're really excited because last night we saw something in the crowd. If you were watching Raw last night and you looked in the second row to the right of the screen, you would notice there were two hilarious signs, and I think we've got it.
Sign of the week
I'll let you do.
My mom makes a great lasagna.
With an arrow sign on the next one. Same. Yes, she does.
Those signs are awesome.
My mom makes a great lasagna. Arrow on the next guy. Yes, she does. It was clear as day in the screen. It was
right
hilarious.
In the promo with Vicky and Stephanie.
Yeah, it was so funny. Like Lou's like, "Yo, my mom." Was like, it stole the show. That was
it took the segment away from Vicky.
Whoever that person, those two gentlemen or lady and gentleman, whatever
I think it was two. It's
probably guys. It looked like they were dudes. Fucking A. That was so just a random. That was just hilarious. A random sign. That was awesome. Like my mom makes a great lasagna.
Nothing to do with wrestling, but it's out there,
Just telling he loves his mom, and he wanted her to know, hey, on national TV, mom, you make a great lasagna.
Hey, and we like lasagna, so if you ever watch this
I'm Italian.
show,
I eat a lot of lasagna.
Italian, I'm Puerto Rican. I eat food.
On my Facebook today is off topic, but I had to post because it's true. Over these last 5 days, I've eaten pizza at some form of the day in each of the last 5 days, and not just like one pie, all different types of people's pizzas. I've ordered from different places, made my own. Needless to say, it's been 5 amazing days in a row.
If you see this show and you have your mom make us some lasagna, and
that
hit us
would
up.
be awesome.
Hashtag, at Lewis Lumatic 51 Twitter.
Find him on Twitter. Yep. Hashtag Smarks.
Hashtag Smarks.
Let's start getting our stuff trending one day. Obviously, we're still building the audience, so we appreciate it.
Appreciate everybody that watches. Thank you.
A few little extra announcements to get through because now we're starting to actually get into the groove of this show. After Money in the Bank, next month we are going to start having guests opposite of us. We're going to still be here, but we're going to start having extra people on these Google Plus Hangouts, so we'll be talking kind of back and forth with them besides just talking to ourselves here. We're going to have his cousin is going to be one of our first ones, Giovanni Guinel. He's going to be joining us on, I think it's July 8th or so. I think that's the Tuesday. Yeah, so we do these every Tuesday night. Also, in a future episode, the guys from the Beard and Hat Connection are going to be joining us, which is pretty awesome. If you guys have never checked that out, check out their show. They do it on Saturday night. It's really awesome. The Beard and Hat Connection, Mike D and my boy Vanilla Midget. You can find him. He's also on Straight Shoot Retro, which is Aubrey Sitterson's show. And hopefully I'm going to talk to Aubrey soon. I think we'll get him in the future on our show as well. We're going to have a few other little surprises, maybe even some indie wrestlers it looks like we might have. And we're gonna really get this show rocking and rolling.
Speaking of indie wrestlers, we did go to a local show here, CWE. You guys did a good job.
It was fun.
It was fun. Thanks for having us over there that day. CWE, check them out on Facebook and Twitter too, right? They got Twitter.
I think they do. I know they're on Facebook.
Twitter. Definitely on Facebook. CWE.
Championship Wrestling Entertainment. Yep.
Thanks for having us there. Their guests.
I think hopefully I don't have these dates wrong, but August 8th, I believe, is their next
Battle
event.
Royal.
Yes, they're having a 30-man over-the-top Battle Royal in where we live, Port St. Lucie. So there you go. There's a sweet little plug for them. They gave us a real nice plug at their event, which was really cool.
It's only right to do the favor back to them.
So check them out and check us out. We'll be here. Actually, we're going to possibly, it looks like we should, barring on how many people are here to watch the event and how crazy it gets, but we're going to hopefully, and it looks like we will do
post Money in the
Bank crazy little Smarks episode. We will do it, actually, and there will probably be a lot of other people just randomly chiming in, probably kind of drunk, just throwing in their 2 cents as we're doing this. So that should actually be very entertaining.
Crazy people.
Yeah, it'll be pretty fun. And then our normal Tuesday events we'll be doing from now on. So with that, you got any other thoughts?
Follow us on Twitter there. Check us out on Facebook. You see us in the streets, say what's up. Holla at your boy.
All right, wrestling fans, we're the Smarks, and we thank you for coming out.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Peace.